Welcome to Cool Rides of New England. Today we're in Randolph Center and we're going to be taking a look at an Audi. Stay tuned. Today we're here with Seth Wood looking at his 95, you said?
Yeah.
S6. One of the very early S6. When did they start making the S6?
I think 94, 95 was the first year. They only brought them over for a couple of years in the United States. There's about 900 of the 95 models, and then the 96 models, which they call 95.5 a lot of times.
Yep.
There was like 400 of them, and they don't have any records, I guess, of many 97s coming over, but they did have them in 97.
And you said you found this on Craigslist recently?
Yeah, it just popped up on Craigslist. I was quite excited. I really got a thing for i5s,
Yep.
Audis.
Yeah, it's a nice looking car. So why don't you walk us through what makes it an S6 compared to the regular Audi?
Well, I know Audi's S stands for sport, so it's got a upgraded like suspension package all around. Actually, these have been replaced afterwards. They're Bliston springs. The big thing for this one is it's got the turbo i5 Audi A engine, which is famous for just being bulletproof. It produces really good power for its age too. This one's been lightly tuned. It's got about 300 horsepower.
Damn.
About 340 foot-pounds of torque, which is really impressive.
You know what it was doing stock?
230 horsepower, 260, 250, something like that.
Nice.
Foot-pounds.
Nice. I'm sure we got leather interior.
Yep. It's the top-of-the-line Audi interior during that year. It doesn't look like much right now.
You got plans for it, you said.
Yep. I plan on redoing the interior, cleaning up all the seats, the carpet. The first thing is just doing the mechanical work, getting all the bushings replaced, tie rod ends.
So it's a work in progress.
Yeah, I just picked it up, so.
Oh, cool.
This is basically how it came. I just got it back from the garage to find out what was really pressing, and the steering rack has a slight leak to it, so I have to watch the power steering fluid and get that replaced soon.
Right.
But otherwise, it's in great shape. Previous body work, apparently. I got to get a new hood.
And that's the stock rims that came with the car?
Those are the original rims. I wish all the hubcaps were with it too. I would have loved to keep all that. I would like to keep it as stock as possible.
Awesome. Take a look at the engine?
Sure. This is what makes it so exciting to me.
Nice.
Like I said, it's been lightly modified. It's got a slight tune with a replaced wastegate. The turbo's original. It's got a coil pack conversion, which is really helpful. The original system was a little bit unreliable.
How many pounds of boost are you running on this, you know?
I actually don't know. It's what, like I said, I got it at. I'm guessing it's around 14 to 17.
Yep. Is that another thing you're going to do eventually? Get a boost gauge in there so you
yeah,
have an
I
idea?
really would like a boost gauge.
Yeah. All right. We hear it run?
Definitely.
Nice and quiet, for the age it is. It's a nice quiet engine. Yeah. Nice sound.
Unique sound for the i5. That's one of the reasons I like it.
Yeah. Oh, this is very cool. Do you know if that's stock exhaust or is that...
It's original exhaust, yeah.
Damn, they knew how to make it sound good. Cool. Go for a spin?
Definitely.
All right.
It's got really good pull.
Feel the boost.
Yeah. I like how it handles on these roads too, with the softer suspension. You hit the bumps and stuff and it really doesn't jerk you around. Like my coupe is great, but it's so tight that you go on some of these bumpier roads and you can't go quickly because you just bounce around on the road.
Yeah.
It just jerks you around. But it really gets into it when you get into the boost.
Yeah. And nice brakes.
Actually, the brakes do need to be upgraded. The stock brakes on these things aren't known to be very, what do you want to say, solid.
Yeah.
The common upgrade people use is actually a Porsche 928. You can see it'll go right over these bumps and you won't really feel much.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons I love this. It's meant for a winter car.
Now, this isn't all-wheel drive, though.
It is all-wheel drive.
Oh, okay.
It's full quattro package.
Wow. How many miles you got on this?
147,000 right now.
You couldn't feel it.
Like I said, the engine's known to be bulletproof. You'll find these regularly at over 200,000 miles and still running strong.
Nice.
I've got actually another i5, which is my race car, which is in the shop right now.
So what do you do, hill climbs or?
Yep. It's a 1990 coupe. It's got the naturally aspired version of this engine.
All right.
That's where I learned all about them and fell in love with it pretty much, because it's just one of those, you can't be hurt engines.
Yeah, and when you're racing, you want that engine that's not going to be hurt.
Yeah, exactly. I can push on it all I want. Known for high RPMs and just loving it.
Nice. Now the 90 is similar body style, other than it being shorter because coupe, or is it the older style?
It's a different body style. The coupe is a B3, I believe. I think this is a C4 style. If you know anything about Audi body styles.
Yeah.
Now they're in like B4, B5, B6s, I think, or is it C? I can't remember what the new ones are. Like I said, I'm more of a fan of these old ones. I'm really excited that they're coming back with this i5 and the newer sport Audis, like the Audi RS3.
Yep.
Which I don't know how many of them are going to be coming over here to the United States again.
Right.
Problems, but that's got the i5 turbo, and I think out of the box it's got over 400 horsepower or something like that. It's just insane.
It's a great, great time to live now, because even mundane little 6-cylinder, 5-cylinder, 4-cylinders are running some insane power compared to 20 years ago.
They're really coming out with a lot of higher power. Like, not in the 90s. The 90s was a terrible time for cars.
80s and 90s sucked. Except for this one. Yeah,
well, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of had a thing for it. Back in the time when there wasn't much for cars. The engine was built to be raced. It was originally designed, the 5-cylinder, when they were doing the, I can't even remember what it was, some rally racing. They originally started it with rally, and they needed something, they wanted to compete in a class, and 6-cylinder wouldn't quite work right, and 4-cylinder they wanted a little bit more, and the 5-cylinder gives you that little bit more out of it. It's more of a torquey engine.
Would that be the Group B?
Yeah, I think so. Rally Group B or whatever. It had to be stock cars.
Yep.
So they had to produce them, and they basically built the engine from the ground up and the car for running the rally race, and that's where this engine started. So it has a racing pedigree to it.
Sweetness.
It's one of the reasons why it's kind of rugged. I'm surprised they got rid of it for a few years, although I guess, back when...
Corporate, you never can tell.
It had a niche spot, the 5-cylinder, I guess. a lot of places you want bigger and more cylinders. So if you can fit a 6-cylinder or an 8-cylinder, you throw that in there.
Yep.
And then if you're looking for small or tight, you go with a smaller 4-cylinder. So it's kind of like an in-between engine.
It's amazing, you know, for the age that it is. The ride is just amazing.
Yeah.
Now, do you know, are you second owner, third owner?
I don't know exactly how many owners. I do know the history of the car, interestingly enough, because when I bought it, I looked very carefully because there's not many of these out there. Like I said, there was only like 900 of them, and how many are left now, I'm not sure.
Oh, probably not many.
So I look for these. I have a habit as a car freak, going on Craigslist and just browsing around. So I saw your S6, and my jaw hit the floor, and I had to look and see what it was.
Now, was this local or New Hampshire, Maine, or how far did you have to go for it?
I got it actually in Burlington, and I'll go from what I learned for the history of this is he got it from someone in Boston about 5 years ago with about 120,000 miles on it. So he hasn't really driven it a lot in 5 years, if you ask me.
Yeah, right.
But when the guy in Boston got it, it had been in an accident actually, and this whole left side had been replaced, the panel work.
Yep.
One door hasn't actually. You can kind of see it if you look at it. You'll see the difference in the colors. But it was done by a professional Audi dealer, and that's when I believe they tuned it up a little bit, put the tap stage 3 on there, got the new Bliston springs, and he cleaned it up a little bit, and then ran it for however long he ran it. I don't know where he originally got it or when he originally got it.
Yep.
But then he sold it to the guy in Burlington, who actually went to college in Florida, and that's where the car spent its life the last 5 years. And
that's why it's so nice.
Yep, and sold it back because he's got too many cars, I guess. I wouldn't have got rid of this car. I'd have drove it until it died.
Yeah.
It's just incredibly fun to drive. But I'll take it.
Yeah, definitely.
Before that, I guess, though, he had actually been keeping an eye on this car, and I didn't know this. So when I talked to him, he said this car was originally owned by someone in Burlington. When he was a kid.
Yeah.
He was younger than me. So when he was a kid, he saw this driving around. He always wanted this car. So he got track and found out where it was. Found out the guy in Boston was selling it, and went down and bought it.
Wow.
So I know originally this actually was up in Burlington, and I mean, if you underbody and everything like that, there's not much rust on it. It's got a couple little spots, but lucky Audi uses galvanized steel for most of their bodywork, which is really nice. Makes it great for everyone.
Ain't that the truth, you know? Especially when this is your winter car, you got to have something that's going to hold up to the weather around here.
I used to be a big Subaru fan, and I can't say anything bad about them, but they're just not as solid as like an Audi is built. I mean, the price difference, so.
Oh, yeah. And feel difference. I've never been in a Subaru that's felt as
yeah, smooth
and compliant as this is. And yeah, like you said, takes it and wants more.
I don't know where I think it's a small turbo. It's got low RPM boost. I know, like I said, the internals on this thing are pretty powerful. You can get, I think, stock. Geez, what do they get on boost on these things? 400, 450?
Wow.
Which, it's not a 2JZ or anything fancy like that, but it's a hell of a lot of boost with just stock internals without doing much. Basically just a little bit of a remap, maybe changing the turbo to slightly larger.
And other than the interior work that you said, are you planning on doing some upgrades to the engine? Maybe bigger turbo, or are you planning on keeping it as, or do you say stock as possible? And
I'm probably going to keep it close to the same right now for engine. I've thought about bigger turbo, but I'd like to clean up the rest of it first.
Yeah.
I mean, as you can see, it's got plenty of power to have fun with, but it would be pretty entertaining driving around down on the road, you know, next to this GT, and he thinks he's all big, and then you just pull up next to him in this little family-looking sedan, and just zoom.
Yeah, this is definitely a sleeper. Just get rid of those little S6 badges. Really make it a sleeper.